clarified that nothing had been verified. Music phrases like allegedly, reportedly, and the conversations were dominated by rumors. Yet their statements did little to slow the flames. The concept of an overnight link took on once it was introduced to the general public. Reaction music channels jumped in, some warning viewers to take everything, others leaning music into the mystery. Emotions ran high as supporters of both sides clashed, accusing each other of bias and blind loyalty. For Erica, this moment felt heavier music than past rumors. There were hints tired of being misunderstood. Cryptic posts appeared about being judged without music knowing the full story. Some fans read those messages as a sign of guilt, others as frustration music at false narratives. Either way, silence only fueled the conjecture. Music every hour without clarification felt like another twist being added by the internet. Itself, Mendeecees Harris became an unexpected focal music point. His name trending alongside Erica's created a shockwave that even longtime viewers did not see coming. Those familiar with his past music raised the question of why he would even be connected to such rumors. Some contended that association does not equal involvement, reminding music everyone that proximity does not demonstrate intimacy. However, the harm caused by suggestion had already been done. As soon as a name cycle, it becomes nearly impossible to pull it back out. Friends and associates added to the music tension without intending to. A story, an unfollow, or a like on a post here deleted too quickly. Every digital action was as a music clue. Some insisted that the so-called night spend narrative rated for clicks. Others believed that timing music was too suspicious to dismiss entirely. The family was split up, not in public statements, but in followed. Dialogue from those echoed across platforms. One voice music said, "This is exactly how rumors ruin reputations." Another retaliated. If it was nothing, why not shut it down right away? These opposing views bounced off each other endlessly, creating an answer felt sufficient. Music conflicts from the past were revived not as evidence, text people music used to justify their assumptions. Behind the scenes, sources claimed that everyone involved was aware of the chatter, but chose not to engage. Some contend that only makes them more. Some people think music permits the narrative to be controlled by others. In music, fans were left to read lines that might not have been there. Screenshots from unrelated events were repurposed, captions revised. All of a sudden, music is a casual interaction from weeks ago was framed. What made this moment particularly intense was how music had intersected with Erica's recent public image. Critics argued that her emotional openness made her an easy aim. Supporters countered that vulnerability should not be punished. The overnight angle became symbolic rather than literal. Music representing control and the way women's private lives more harshly than men's. Music as the days passed, the rumor did not fade. Instead, it evolved. New accounts music their own Some claimed additional footage existed. Music insisted the original video was being taken out of context. No solid proof emerged. Yet, the conversation kept growing. Now about perception, trust, just one night, and how quickly public opinion can shift. By the time fans realized that nothing concrete had been established, many had already chosen sides. Some felt embarrassed for believing too quickly. All right, music, others doubled down. Convinced that where there is smoke, there must be fire. And in the middle of it all, Erica's name continued to trend. Music attached to a story that might never have been amplified by timing and tension continued to progress, not because of facts, but because of momentum. And if momentum gains traction in a world where clicks and responses, it rarely slows down on its own. Conversation shifted when people started questioning why. In contrast to the innumerable rumors that come, this one felt music different. Typically, conjecture burns fast. Music music and physically, but this one lingered. Many cited timing as the cause. Mena was already in a precarious public position, and Mendeecees was a name that carried weight, music, history, and allegiance in the reality TV realm. When those two narratives collided, it created music attention that fans could not ignore. Response videos multiplied overnight. Some creators slowed the alleged clip frame by frame. Music described what they saw, short of analysis, choosing instead to discuss music, the impact of rumors themselves. They reminded viewers that nothing had been verified and that music-alleged footage can be misleading. Still, the comments told a different story. Music, the audience was taken aback. In real time, speculation turned into entertainment and emotions ran high. What was added, the unexpected reappearance of old interviews, music, and scenes from previous seasons, rewrite someone's past based on a rumor that had not been proven. Yet, the internet thrives on music patterns, even imagined ones. Mendeecees, silent center of the storm. His music lack of public reaction was interpreted in ways. Supporters said maturity and a refusal to spread rumors. Critic silence suggested avoidance. Despite the lack of side spoke confidently. That conviction quickly spread, music morphing opinions into assumed truths. It was a reminder of how elation can harden into belief when music. Erica's friends shared ambiguous remarks regarding allegiance and betrayal without naming names. Fans immediately linked those posts to the rumor. Music. Some people thought the messages were defensive. Others believed they were deliberate and intended to. Music or reroute. Each word was broken down. Every emoji analyzed. Due to timing, even had nothing to do with the incident, were included. Dialogue imagined started comment sections between the parties. People wrote what they thought Erica would say if she addressed the rumor. Others could, if he decided to speak, reply with music. None of it was shaped expectations. Actual statements were absent. That imagined already filled the music void. The family angle made the drama more intense. Fans speculated loved ones might music be reacting behind closed doors. They'd be angry. Would they be laughing? Exaggerated everything had become? The family was left divided in public perception. Music, not because of anything they said, but invites projection. Music perhaps with their own assumptions. Another twist emerged when some fans questioned the itself. Where did it come from? Who posted it first? Music, and why now? Theories ranged from deliberate sabotage chasing. A few suggested the clip might music have been staged or edited in a way that interpretation. Others dismissed that music idea, saying to discredit uncomfortable truths. Music, once more, there was no just opinions stacked on top of each. Music ran high among longtime viewers who felt executive. They expressed frustration at how quickly people turned speculation music in. Some wrote that they missed when reality TV music drama instead of spilling into real lives. Others contended that by disclosing so much about themselves, public figures invite criticism. The debate became less about the alleged night music and more about accountability and privacy. As days passed, new accounts began using the music bait. Thumbnails screamed exposure and betrayal. Captions alluded to secrets, soon to be made public. The majority acknowledged rumors and claims. But music, that distinction was blurred. Alleged turned into implied music. Speculation sounded like confirmation, and viewers who scroll rapidly frequently miss the disclaimers entirely. Erica's music past behavior continued to be dragged into the conversation, not as evidence of misconduct, but as support for a belief. Patterns matter, according to critics. In response, supporters said growth is ignoring drama. This back and forth created an emotional tugafor music, where nuance struggled to survive. The overnight link rumor turned become a symbol of everything music people about her for better or worse. Mendeecees, meanwhile, was music treated as both victim and villain depending on who you asked. Some claimed that his name was being unfairly used through music to preserve. Others believed his reputation shielded him from scrutiny that Erica faced hidden. Music that imbalance became a conversation with, highlighting how differently rumor cycles are used to treat both men and women. Behind all the noise was a simple truth that many seem to forget. There was no proof. There was no proof that music had appeared. No clear statement had settled the matter. However, the narrative continued to grow, fed by reactions rather than facts. It showed how news does not growth always need substance, not just attention. The purported overnight story kept changing and evolving, forms as it traveled between platforms. What was once a clip turned into a conversation about trust, image, music, and with every original beneath layers of an emotion. Uncertainty grew more difficult to discern. By this point, the rumor was no more about what might or might not have occurred. It had turned into a mirror. Fast viewers make decisions. Sides. How fast music spended judgment. And how silence can be louder than denial. The story moved forward on its own, propelled by curiosity and conflict music, rather than verification. As the rumors stretched further, interesting began music to happen. The emphasis